It's the biggest bath salt bust in U.S. history with a major sting operation targeting Austin.
And now we're learning more about the DEA's Operation Logjam, the local suspect, and just how dangerous the drug is. 30 states were targeted, 19 million packets of synthetic drugs. Additionally, more than $36 million in cash was seized and more than 90 arrests. Here in Austin, the feds raided Jesse Oliveri's home in the 9400 block of West Palmer Lane. Today we learned he had 3 kilograms of methylene. Investigators also found dozens of concert ticket stubs. They believe Oliveri sold bath salts at those shows.
And this so-called designer drug poses a big challenge to law enforcement and doctors in several different ways, from the way it's prosecuted to the way it's treated in the emergency rooms. KXAN's Casey James joins us with that part of the story.
Dealers are constantly changing the ingredients, making it legal to sell, but increasingly the danger of the high. Doctors are getting patients coming into the ER unknowing chemicals in their body. That is making it difficult to treat them.
You don't know what they're mixing it in with, so that's the danger.
The only thing law enforcement can count on being the same with bath salts is the main ingredient, methylone. Everything else is a mystery, unlike other drugs.
We know about cocaine, we know about heroin, we know about methamphetamine. We know the dangers there. The problem with this stuff is it's relatively new, and they can change the molecular structure of this stuff to where tomorrow it's a little different than it is today, and these people just don't know what they're putting in their bodies.
Dealers try to beat the system by changing the makeup of the drug to make it legal to sell.
The problem that we have on law enforcement is they're always trying to stay one step ahead of the legislature in putting these compounds, identifying what these compounds are. As soon as we say, okay, it's now illegal, they'll change the chemical composition to where it no longer fits.
But even though it's legal, it can still be lethal. Hospitals here in Austin have seen an increase of people coming into the emergency room who have been taking the designer drug.
They come in basically looking like someone who's had a psychotic break.
ER Dr. Eric Higginbotham says most of the time bath salts contain euphoria, a chemical that causes a person to take it more and more. That's when things can turn really bad.
That's when these people begin to act paranoid, delusional, someone's out to get them. Instead of you being the doctor across the room, you're somebody who's trying to hurt them.
The more you take of the synthetic drug, obviously the more dangerous, but it can also take just one time.
I've seen people after taking a single dose end up in the emergency room because of this feeling that they're going to die.
And parents, here's an important message you need to hear. This drug is marketed to teens, tempting them to experiment, but trying bath salts just once can do some major damage. Casey James, KXAN News.
Thank you, Casey. Now, we wanted to know what the symptoms doctors, police, and even parents would look for with the bath salts, more about those. So we contacted APD's drug recognition expert. That's who they call in during DWI arrests when a blood draw doesn't show alcohol or drugs, but the suspect is clearly intoxicated in some way. And here's what we learned. The symptoms are similar to cocaine, meth, or PCP use. The drug dealer will act very nervous, paranoid. They're often clenching their muscles, grinding their teeth, and you may notice severe mood changes along with dilated pupils. Here's something else. The user will be up at all hours during the day, and they will crash sometimes as well during the day.
Jesse Oliveri ordered 3 kilos from China for $2,000 each. To give you some perspective, Oliveri could flip each kilo and get up to $120,000 on the streets. 1 kilo of cocaine can earn up to $240,000, but it will cost a dealer about $30,000 to get his hands on.